Hello, hello, hello. Hi everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to YouTube channel Reconnaissance Ministry. It's been a long while, long while. But today I have, we're still going on. I have my wife and I. Nessa, say something to the people. Long time I hear your voice.
It's been a long time. Missing a little bit, but you know how it is. We are back here today and we are here to share something else. Our views from the Word of God and how we handle certain situations.
But before we go into all of that, what we've been busy doing, what we've been busy doing. So much been happening in our country. We have the whole family online. You have class,
Yeah.
Haley have class, Matthew have class. So Vanessa have been busy doing that. Plus, we are doing a housing solution. Busy
Doing all of that.
getting our roof over our head. So that take up a lot of time. Everything is on target. Everything is going fine. And Flowers, you still love me, right? You still love me? Well, we have conflict resolution that we are talking about. You understand? A war time. So we're not gonna be long. We wanted to be short and spicy, but we just want to focus because we found out that there are many conflicts we have throughout the Bible and throughout just Christian life, wife and husband.
Society wise, a lot of conflicts. So a lot of situations that you see end badly, like even on the news and stuff, stems from conflicts.
We just
gangs,
gangs
situation in our country with gangs, conflict. In the political house where you see things happening, conflict. It's all about disagreement between one or two persons or even more.
Yeah.
And bring about conflict, and we have to know how to solve them, or else it ends badly.
And it is something that we see, we look and see mother and daughter, son and father and wife and husband, co-workers. We see conflict. Is a time of Cain and Abel.
Yes,
that
was one major.
It's just thing. It keep happening, and it's gonna happen to you. What about a parents who have two sons and they're fighting against each other? And how can we? We just heard that in the news last night. One madman chop off one man's neck, and then found the man's neck, the man's head into a fire against a breadfruit or rose. And we just about so many other things. So we still want to add our 2 cents for what's happening in our country and the world at large. This YouTube for me and for my family is not the many likes, but it's for the one person who will get something, and you can change, or you can reform your mind and
apply it to
your life. Me and Vanessa, we have arguments daily. We have daily fights, not a fist fight, but spat, argument, disagreement.
With one person see it this way, another person see it the other way, and
right.
A conflict begins. So a conflict is basically a disagreement between two or more persons.
Right.
And the resolution part is how you effectively, or how can you effectively bring this disagreement to a close, a good close, a good resolution, good solving. So we're trying to solve the issues that arise in a relationship between two persons, right? So basically that's conflict resolution. How do you go about it? What are the steps you take? What are the measures put in place to help to resolve these issues?
Well, before we even go into some steps I should take, some people just get dark in Jamaican terms easily.
Naturally speaking, person's personality
are
like that, and persons like that probably would be a little bit more hard
Head
to resolve a conflict with.
Sometimes they say, "Roll me head chip,
Yeah.
me head gone."
I think conflict resolution has to be something that both parties want.
Both party want.
Yes, both part, because as you say, some people, why a darky man, you can't talk to them.
Yeah.
You step on a man's toe, and instead him turn around and listen to see if he's gonna get an apology. Him, just get dark and angry, as we in Jamaica like to say. And a person might turn around and say, "Boy, sorry if you step on your toe." But this person not into the whole conflict resolution business, so it's not going to be resolved amicably in a good way. But how do we resolve our conflicts?
All right, I want to start.
How
with,
does the Bible say
I want to start with one verse which I don't think it can help it. Proverbs. I remember when I was going to Jacksontown School, there's a dear teacher to us named Miss Turner. Miss Turner used to have devotion. Miss Turner used to give us this verse. I don't know if you remember Miss Turner. Jacksontown School, grade 2 or grade 3. Proverbs 15, verse 1. See the Bible here? It says, "A soft answer turneth away wrath, but harsh words stir up anger."
But we learned it back then in school. That was like a nice little proverb.
Right.
If all of the children would know it. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. I mean, we've been learning it for so long, but yet we get older, or even children seem to forget about it, seem to not know it.
I don't know if there's something. I don't know if it's something in our DNA as a people. I'm talking about us as Jamaica now. Oh, we don't easily handle conflict very well as a people. We
are aggressive,
violence.
For the majority
of the time, we
you realize,
even if Matthew do something bad or Ailey,
we get upset
and we coof him and we hoof him, and I'm not against using a belt and beating or punishing your child, but I'm just saying how are one of the best ways we can use some tools to help us, because, and why I want to make this video for a long time, but because I'm so busy with all this build construction and Vanessa with our studies, when I look around, when I'm at work there's conflict, when I'm even at church it's conflict, when I'm in my yard, in my house, in my bedroom, we have conflict. There's a conflict, and I believe there is a war between good and evil. Good and evil, right and wrong. And the devil and his angel and the demon come in between and try to affect and cause these kind of destruction and death.
Yeah.
So, as a Christian, I really believe,
following the word of God, we can't go wrong.
Yeah.
But for somebody, if you should look at steps to resolve conflict, a person would have to realize first and foremost that there's a problem.
Properly.
One can be upset. Let's say sometimes it happens even to us. Like you would do something.
Yeah.
And I am upset by it, or I didn't like it, so to speak. And then I get vexed. So right? And it's not brought across to you. Men sometimes are typically, they don't really follow on so
really, yeah. Me
right?
I want really one.
So they'll do things and won't even realize that they just did it.
Right.
So first you have to be able to identify that there is a problem. And you can't solve something if there is nothing to solve.
But sometimes, like for me, you're something you lock up. You just lock up, you don't really talk. And I'm saying what happened, and sometimes you want me to see what happened. So we're talking in the kinds of the marriage now. And they always say don't go to bed, don't go down.
Let not the sun go down on your wrath.
That's it. Don't let the sun, that's what the Bible says.
Right.
And I somewhat, let me be frank, we have many conflicts daily and by the weeks. We are not a perfect couple. We are two imperfect people come together and trying to be perfect in the eyes of God. And whenever we have problems arise, sometimes we try and just say at the same time. Sometimes you say don't drink your tea when it's hot. So you will say certain things, fellas, guys, you can't win the ladies them with words. If you give them a word, they give you back a sentence. You give them a sentence and give you a paragraph. That's not my word. That's somebody said that, but I am just saying. Don't matter go toe to toe with them when conflict. Try and see how you can fix.
Let us first find what the problem is.
Right.
So we'd have to say to the ladies and to men too, because you never know, small percentage might be out there, but you have to know what the problem is. So let us not hold it in and let us be able to say, you said something yesterday, not even yesterday, probably shouldn't even be yesterday, but let's say you said something a short while ago, or you said something this morning, and I didn't like it, or you did this and I didn't like it, because the person gonna think maybe everything is okay, but you don't say anything. So you have to first be able to let go of that vexation, because that's what the enemy wants. You're holding on to this thing and you keep it bottled up, and this is what I've learned. You keep it bottled up and then it leads to nowhere. It leads to just an eating away of the relationship.
Yes.
Right? So you have to first identify the conflict, speak it out between the two parties, right? So that you know how you can resolve it. Right? So you want to identify what it is. So understand what it is all about. And you have to communicate it with each other. So after you have identified what it is, I have to let you know this is what the problem is. Right?
And I can't, when you tell me I can't smirk and laugh, because that's, I can mimic or mock. So when Vanessa says she don't like that, Vanessa she don't like when I come inside with the shoes on. Shoes must come off out the door. And if me dare step across and go across the carpet or go crown her back or something, a little conflict go on. So guess what? Some conflict can avoid, because you know that
you know the rules.
You know the rules. So that is a rule, because you have germs can come in the house and so forth and all of these things. So and I'm talking so many marriages breaking down now. And when you have conflicts, they can make you stronger.
Because you learn from them.
You learn from them.
And you become an example to somebody else. You become an example to your child. Because you can say, if and when they get older, you can pass on what you have learned in your marriage. It's not for us to sit down and just be okay and comfortable with where we are in the relationship. It's always about trying to be our best.
Right.
Where you can be, where you want to be, and resolving conflicts is one good thing that can help us to get there. Now, if after you communicate the thing,
right?
You know what the problem is.
So you talk it over.
We need
talk it through.
You identify it. Now you want to know, how can I best make this work? How can we resolve the problem?
Before you go right there, son, just stick up in. Sometimes men, I am guilty of that. We just want to tell a woman them, get over it. Get over yourself. Get over it. And women does not just get over things. You have to help them get through it. And I get that from somebody from the TV years and years ago. So it helps me that when a problem arises, I try to help Vanessa. Let us get through this situation. You're saying?
Yes. So have to identify what are we going to do to fix this.
Right.
What are we going to do? And I think here draws us back to the soft answer, turn it away thing. Right. Because your approach, this is your first step. No, your approach. Now the thing happened. How am I going to approach it? Am I going to get all riled up? And we are humans. You get upset. People get upset. Somebody do something and you get upset.
Would the Bible say a woman should have a gentle spirit?
Right. But we're all working towards being Christ-like.
Yeah.
We're all working towards getting to where God would have us to be. Sorry. So let us see what we can do in our attitudes, how we can fix ourselves. in how we respond to things.
And that is so right. We easily like to point a finger. And what I found out for about 8 or 9 years now, I love to examine myself. And we must have daily examination. So when you have conflict, you look in yourself first before you point finger and say so and so and so. I look in, even me and Vanessa have an argument. Because guess what? The kids are watching, you know.
Yep.
And they must see how we deal with our conflicts because they are learning from us. And it helps us to grow. And it's not gonna stop. It's every day we got new conflicts, new battles, new situation.
So identify how you want to deal with it.
Right.
I'm gonna answer gently. I'm gonna answer softly. You have to tell yourself now that this is what I want to be. This is how I'm gonna be. Right? Are we gonna tell ourselves in the relationship? Is it gonna be a rule that when we have a conflict, we are going to sit down within an hour or 2 hours and we're gonna talk about it in that time? You're not gonna let it pass. So you're identifying ways how you can deal with this situation. You're identifying how best you can resolve the conflict, and then you choose which one it is that you want to work with.
Right. And I believe when things get sour and get maybe start smell and start when you start smell other persons, this is how it go in conflict. It gets sour and only the kids realize. And after the kids realize, your neighbor realize, and your friends start realize, and other persons start to realize that something not right. Then it start to get stinking, as you know, and sometimes we try to bury it.
But don't you think that there can be conflicts where maybe the two persons can't work out?
Well,
bigger than what you would think, and maybe a person is beyond reasoning.
We're talking a marriage?
In a marriage anywhere, but even specifically in a marriage, which is what we're talking about. I mean, if there's something that you think is too big, maybe somebody will have to help. The Bible spoke about if a man have something against his brother, if you talk to him and he doesn't hear, and you talk to him again and he doesn't hear, you're gonna call
some persons,
a third person.
Right.
The Bible speaks about that.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's in general.
Right.
But it applies. It can apply here. Now, if there is something between you and I, so you're going to run and go to every Dick, Tom, and Harry. But what if you have your pastor who is someone who will listen?
Right.
What if you have an older sister in the church who have been through certain things and is like a mother figure, because that's what older sisters are really there for. And a third party can help you resolve.
Older brother,
and older brothers. A third party can help you to resolve some of these conflicts. It don't have to be me alone. It's you and I and the Lord there. But then somebody else who is there can give some instruction, give some guidance, and help you along the way. I mean, I've had my mother already help me resolve a conflict.
You remember the time we had a conflict when we just got married?
Yes, and she helped me to resolve it. She helped me.
This was what? The first date? The second night?
No, I think it was sometime after that. Maybe about a year or so. And it was something that hurt me.
So I said something to my wife, and it hurt her, and she went to her mom. And her mom said, go back to your husband. I love it. So my damn yard, me and I walk, we just get married.
No, it wasn't anything physical. It was just like an argument. So she knew. It wasn't any. It's not like she was sending me back in danger or anything. You understand? But then she helped me to resolve it, because she would have come and then I stayed there and I stew, and then the more I sit there and it's not worked out, the more angry you start to get inside, the more pent up, the more resentment and them things start to form. So
resentment start up, multiple things brought down. Or maybe all the shop will lock up, or when one shop lock.
Well, that's not supposed to happen, bro.
Shop must say lock.
But yes, so persons can help somebody who you trust, Because we know how Jamaicans are. People carry things all over and blow it out of proportions and tell lies and all sorts of things. But somebody who you can trust and who has been through certain things can help you resolve a conflict.
And it's really beautiful when you see you have issues daily and you deal with them.
And you see, and it's right, and it's not like it's just what's the word I'm looking for? You're not just you know, you really fix it. You really fix it and
daily,
you really have moved on.
Right.
Because listen, a marriage is a fight.
That's it. That's the word. A marriage is a fight.
Christian life is a fight.
It's a fight. It's a war.
Getting to that ultimate satisfaction and achievement in the Christian journey, let us use for example, is a fight. Daily. Fight. The road is narrow, filled with all sorts of issues. Marriage is the same way. Persons might think then if you start having problems in your marriage, then might as well call it a day. Then
well, many persons before us, my grandparents and all of them, people before us, they have so many conflicts and so many problems, but you have to fight.
We have to try to be the better me, the better you, and you trying to be the better you and myself trying to be the better me. Eventually I become so much better for you and you become so much better for me. You know, long time ago we told ourselves, I kind of got a light bulb and I was like, I'm not gonna leave things. I'm not gonna play a hypocrite. I'm not gonna leave things. Let's deal with things as they happen. Because I used to keep them.
Yeah, you come up with that about a couple years ago.
Yeah, and even generally, I've said to him, listen, you think there's something about somebody, just go and deal with it. Find out from the person. Don't leave it. Sometimes it's just a misunderstanding.
Right.
You understand? Go to the person.
That can be so true sometimes.
Sometimes it's just, no, I never that mean, then that's why you did such and such. No, let's find out what the issue is and let's deal with it as soon as possible, because these things harbor resentment. Resentment leads to all sorts of negative feelings and spill over into so many ways, even into your Christian life. So let us find that avenue.
When you're having conflict and you're not resolving them, your prayer life messed up. If you're a Christian, when you're having conflict, if you don't deal with it, no matter how
that's like unforgiveness.
Yeah, you don't. It's still somewhere down inside. No matter you're laughing and smiling, and you see that person, especially if it's your spouse, it's gonna be a problem. So you need to try and resolve them, because tomorrow more is coming. That is so powerful.
And then you're gonna just build on it.
If you don't fix today, tomorrow is coming, and next week and next year. And that's why sometimes when some people burst like a volcano, a lot of destruction take place. Marriage don't pick the guy, so got everything just mash up. But over the years, layer and layer and layer and layer, and finally the pressure cooker explode, and people say, "Well, we never see it happening."
Yeah.
So it's very important as we close off that you have to get it right of fixing the conflict in our relationship with your wife, husband, with your children. You know, you have your teenage children, you need to fix it, because it's the hormones. Sometimes they feel like my man, sometimes they feel like my baby. It's a lot. Sometimes in a church, sometimes pastor some things which part you know much of what you say, go right. Call him aside, or deacon say something, missionary say something, all kind of thing. Good for the church. We have people full of conflict, animosity, malice keeping. Sometimes people you and them still talk to you. So try and
be more Christ-like.
And
once we start to become more and more like him, we start to deal with things the way that he would want us.
He said forgive them what? 70 times?
7.
In what?
1 day.
1 day. 70 times 7. How much is that? 70074. Huh? 28. 7740. Yeah, 49. Right.
So 490.
Whole heap that.
In a day.
In 1 day. And in one person. No, that's everybody. So we're gonna close off now, and as I said, she is doing her degree or master or something. Next time you see her, she in a khaki uniform. Over there, so, Ailey, she head for Westwood or Elders. Matthew, the captain, Magwan good. And me don't have one place down in Mobile way. That's what I don't know. So, me think kinda, you know, and we are trying to get the covering over our head. So, we're busy, but when we can come, we will come to you. And we are coming with a difference. We love you all. Stay focused.
Don't forget.
Don't forget to subscribe. What again you say? Like, share,
and turn on the post notification bell.
That's my daughter speaking. Love you guys. Big up on yourself. See you again.